10 race card at Rose Hill. That is the advantage when you had meetings called off. You get bigger cards the next week, and it is a great
juicy cards, don't you?
I mean, it's a good 10 race card. A lot of the 10 race cards we get, Mark, you've got 20 horses in every race, but this is a manageable 10 race card. It's a nice one.
It's a beauty.
Hello, Mark. Hello, mate.
Hello, Dal.
Hey, Dal.
Yes, we're sitting here in the sunshine. The weather's seriously turned, and in fact, there's no prospect of rain anytime soon.
Perfect. All right, what are we saying about the track, Mark? It's back to Rose Hill. What's 5 weeks since we've been at Rose Hill? There has been verdi draining done in the time. Apparently not as much as they normally would do, but it's still been done, and it's a track we haven't raced on for 5 weeks. It's drying, but it's not going to dry out all that much because, all that quickly, because it is, whilst it's sunny, it's bloody cold, and about for an hour or two a day it's warm.
Yeah, the funny thing is, the soccer grounds that are reopening, starting to reopen, they're only spongy, but for some reason Rose Hill and Warwick Farm, they take forever. So I guess we're looking at a mid-range soft track, slow track, and my thought is you probably want to be drawing middle barriers or you want to be racing sort of off the rails but not widest. Usual story.
If you caught 3 wide tomorrow, you're in a lot of hell. I think a lot of the time we find with these verdi draining, Mark, makes it a tough slog at Rose Hill, where fitness is your friend, and it's that grinder that prevails rather than a horse that's got a brilliant sprint.
Yeah,
there's no place for the weak tomorrow.
On pace is fine. You just got to sort of manage yourself well.
Save ground, get off the fence in the straight will be no good.
Yeah,
perfect. All right, let's get in. First spruik, big spruik tournaments. We're back with the tournaments, Matt, and we've got a great offer that combines the Mounting Yard Mail, Race Speed Profiles, which is a $75 offer that gets you free entry into the $55 tournament.
Yeah, so we're going to keep trying to grow these tournaments, and we're trying to get, I don't know, we're getting like 20s and 30s. We want to eventually get this up to like 50 and 60 people. Well, putting in 55 into the pool, but if you do it through this way, buying the Mounting Yard and RSP combo, you get free entry.
Lovely. We haven't really mentioned the tournaments all that much. It was about this time last year. We're building up to the $1,000 day at Stradbroke, and it's a lot of fun. It's you've got a guaranteed pool, I think, of $2,000 on Saturday. So it's just for those who don't know it, it's sort of like playing poker, but it's betting on horse racing at the same time. And you get your chips. Your $55 gets you $10,000 better bucks. Yep. You can bet win and place all throughout the afternoon on the 10 races at Rose Hill. You build your bank.
Yeah, exactly.
And whoever's got the biggest bank at the end with that $10,000 wins a percentage of the pool.
Yeah, really good fun. So, especially people that don't bet too big, it's a great way to put yourself in an opportunity.
To flaunt your ego.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great fun.
Take on some of the big names, some of the guys from the Punter Show.
Absolutely. I would get involved. It's really good fun and especially if you're sort of thinking of only having a sort of a moderate day on the punt.
Yeah.
So you say?
Is that account Dallas batting
bowling for Glenn? No, Glenn's not in it at the moment. Glenn's going better than he was this time last year, so he
doesn't have as much time up his sleeve.
Exactly right. Yeah, he's got real money to bet with this time. So anyway, jump on board. All you got to do is buy it, and then we'll notify you. You can put your entry in on tomorrow morning. So just buy the Mounting Yard Mail or the Mounting Yard Mail or Race Speed Profile package and jump on board. You'll get that. Or if you just want to go straight in the tournament, just click through the top better and it's $55 straight in if you'd prefer to do it that way. Anyway, the first race is for the 2-year-olds. $4.20 Stravigo, $4.60 Metallic Crown, and $4.60 Metallic Crown. Yeah, that's right, and $6 Reincarnate. Matt, any early moves?
There was. I'm going to put a few Bet365 prices in.
Yeah,
they were.
They're not doing any worse than anyone else.
No,
they've only lost 54 million.
Yeah. Maybe it might be 55.
So those overseas loans they're pretty awful to pay back, Mark. Rock of Gibraltar.
Stravigo $5.50 into $4, and I'm sure my esteemed colleague Aaron from One to Follow would have taken the $7.50 Metallic Crown.
Oh, you like the trial?
And into $4.
Oh, so Aaron's been singing, like he mentioned it to you, because it was of course scratched from Wednesday at Warwick Farm.
Yeah. No, I know he's a pretty keen watcher of the Wallace stable, and especially their trials, and I've got to agree, it took my eye massively.
Okay. Well, the only caveat I'd put on that, it's by Northern Media, and they're normally giant. They're normally real strong horses. So I would imagine, without seeing it, I would imagine that
you will be seeing it.
Yes, but without seeing it right now, my guess is probably not wet track type.
Stand by, G. Pollitt.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
key man.
Great rates for the Mounting Yard. I've got down a few notes throughout the card. plenty of mounting.
Plenty of mounting up.
racing.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, we've got a situation where lots of horses sort of 3 weeks and 4 weeks.
yeah, it's bad setup day, isn't it?
It's
On a day where setup is so important.
it's a fraught day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Stravigo's drawn perfectly. He's got locked the doors on his outside. Lychia has her second start in the blinkers and works forward from a wide gate. Skyclad resumes without a trial, and he showed good speed on debut. Astern of those in Costa Line, Backstab and Savannah Rose, and I had the other 5 out the back. So Metallic Crown I'm going back from a wide draw. So I mean I did feel that the betting would favour Stravigo here simply because he's up and running and he'll put himself in the race. Second preparation, he seems to have come back a bit better, but clearly this stylish type from that's locally trained and Waller trained, Metallic Crown caught my eye as well. Where are we? So 7 from 3. 10 Taj, trialled away in a fast heat, starts out with winkers, and 8 Reincarnate, who flopped out in its trials, flopped out in its race, went okay, just okay. 7, 3, 10, 8, 1.5 units, number 7.
I thought coming from the Randwick race, Stravigo and Costa Line, Stravigo's run was good. Like, he was
pretty good.
He led first up, was on the inside.
Yeah,
wet track doesn't suit. Fitness blew right out late. Almost say the same kind of for Costa Line. Just his run was irrelevant. The way that we're looking at it is that he doesn't handle the wet and wasn't fit. I still think Costa Line probably might need one more run looking at him, but I think they're 2 horses. Costa Line especially has been thrown out by the market off an irrelevant run. He's got the best number in the race from last time, that nice one against Holler. I'm happy to have 2 units on Costa Line and 3 units on Stravigo. And with that, that's guessing that the Waller first starter may not be a wet track type, but these 2 aren't wet track types either, but they've had the run, and that will help them.
Yeah, look, I've just seen how some of the tracks have been getting upgraded just like, the last couple of days, and so I'm thinking it's going to be wet, but it's not going to be wet.
I'm thinking more tough than wet. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Yeah, look, I was on Stravigo last time. He ran a good race, and probably looking back, it was probably never going to win where it was and where the winner was, but it ran well, and 1100 suits very well. I've got him as I think he's a bit weak, but 1100 at Rose
superstar.
Go. Yeah. So I have 5 units Stravigo. I'm going to have 8 on Metallic Crown.
Up you go.
Look, trial just as well as Counterattack, who sort of did okay, but I've just got a feeling Waller he's setting his late 2-year-olds are his best. We saw one come out last week, Press Statement. Yeah. We found out it's quite well related, and they're the ones that are going to.
Philly on Wednesday went very well as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, did very well. Just once again off one sort of quiet trial. Had another prep, obviously, where I had a trial, but yeah, this one I think I was very impressed. I think it might be handy. So and just with we've talked about the Verdi draining. Yeah. I think the toughness might play into the better horses. So I know it's obviously a risk of one trial, but I like it.
All right, perfect.
Honourable mention there to Backstab, who will be out of the market, was out of the market on debut at Wyong and turned up in work shoes.
It's the old work shoes play,
He shapes as a wild card in this race.
Beautiful. Race 2, the Power Access Handicap over 1900 metres. $3.65 Rustic Melody, $4.80 Redoutable Heart, and then 7's High Midnight Invisible and Mana Distinction. Any play?
Only out wide, Ari Gold was spec'd $51 into, I think, 34s. So just a small bet there.
All right.
Look, the first thing that hit me here was this was Richie's Bickies race. Remember the plunge on Richie's Bickies 2 years ago?
Yes.
This is a classic sort of, and who was the horse the John Sargent horse that you were in love with this time last year that ended up going up the Derby? The thing that Jay Collett used to just about fall off. Go back to last.
Go back to last year. Was it Mountain View? Was it? No. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah, it's got way out of its ground, and yeah, that's right.
Here, this race, and then the race at Randwick, just
off
tragedy.
the bench beat it or something.
Anyway, that's what we're dealing with here.
Yes.
Invincible has been to the Gold Coast and back, and for Red Gloves out wide, he takes it up. Man of Distinction has been Like he's been to the artificial surface at Warwick Farm for a huge sounding out after disappearing in the mile at Randwick last time. He's got the blinkers back on and up to 1900. One Touch and High Midnight should be handy. Lie Direct not far away. Redoubtable Heart handy. Rustic Melody on the inside. The others off astern of those. And the first thing I was looking for here was, Waller's got a couple of horses that he's bringing from the provincials, and
Yeah.
you know he's quite deadly at knowing when to try them in town. And the exposed form, the existing form is. Well, Rustic Melody's had an Oaks campaign, and so maybe she's trying to be rejigged for the Queensland Oaks. Redoubtable Heart sees this journey for the first time. High Midnight has done well in 2 group races in his first preparation. Invincible, I mentioned, has been up and back, and Man of Distinction is attempting to be rejigged as well. So it's up for grabs this race. I said 2 Redoubtable Heart, who seemed to attack the line with some gusto at Canterbury 10 days ago. He's had a recent run. 4 High Midnight worked in the race won by High World, the Frank Packer Plate, so he's had 2 2,000 metre runs under his belt. 8 Honcho has crummy looking provincial credentials to his credit, but he's broken through. He gets C-Reef, he gets the right style of run here. And 5 Invincible, 2485. I'm having 2 units on number 2 Redoubtable Heart.
Couldn't separate them, too much pushes and pulls, too many question marks. Thank you very much, Matthew.
Yeah, look, I was sort of, as you sort of just touched on there with Rustic Melody, like the form looks okay, but she hasn't been hitting the line with sort of too much and a bit of a break. I just can't really feel the love here. So I'm also sitting out this race. The Man of Distinction, it's tricky. Like you think it's going awful, but then is it a 1900 metre horse on a drier track? That's I just can't be sure. I'll learn a little bit more this race.
Great, enjoy the lessons. RSPs are going to Brisbane. Race speed profiles.
Why wouldn't they?
Start this one. Last year was awesome. Heaps of huge value, huge price winners. Winning left, right and centre in Brisbane. So we've got packages available. You can buy a 9-week package. It takes you all the way through to Sunshine Coast, and you should be all the way through to Sunshine Coast because that is the fill-up meeting at the carnival. Or you can buy in 4-week packages. So it's what, 4 is just a little bit under 200, 9 is just a little bit under 400. So jump on board. You can buy them now. They'll be available at the same time in the morning after the scratchings and all that sort of business. So race speed profiles for the Brisbane Carnival, and of course our man John McLeod. It's a really good day's racing at Doomben on Saturday, so
it's a great meeting.
It really looks good, typical Brisbane Carnival style meeting. So John McLeod, who's been flying race speed profiles for Brisbane, we've got the Brisbane Carnival covered. Jump on board that with the Doomben Cup and all the other BTC support races, Cup, BTC Cup, sprint races, all that sort of business.
Plenty of horses from Sydney have been scratched going up there.
Yeah, so. It looks good. Looks good. So jump on board with that, and we're confident of providing plenty of winners, either through John McLeod or the race speed profiles for Brisbane. Race 3 is over 200 metres for the 3-year-olds. Mojave 750, 370 Kaepernick in favourite, 480 Tria Jesse, and Mr. Manhattan.
Look, the only sort of decent move was Kaepernick $4.20 into 370, and the rest are just sort of holding their own, and obviously the 3 and the 4 came out early in the week. So
it's Jay Ford.
Inside,
it's just. Well, I suppose it's sort of an eye-catching type of horse.
Lovely, cool. What do you say place wise? Not a huge.
Mojave leads. Mr. Manhattan should trail him. Kaepernick was clearly ridden with success off the speed last time, so the intention won't be to go forward there. So Tree of Jesse next. Good Project Liberty Island at the back. Dupem. There's 3 Wallers out the back, and Very Delicious with them. So I don't know that it's a Waller play race. It's whilst Kaepernick has likeable characteristics, he seems tight for a first upper.
With Jay Ford on it.
With Jay Ford. I said 7 Mr. Manhattan, who defied the bias at Canterbury last time. Certainly well controlled by Huey, but second up on that occasion. He's now third up, so he's the only horse that's third up in the race.
Got to count for something.
7 Mr. Manhattan to beat 10 Liberty Island, who is the best of the Wallers, I thought. 8 Tree of Jesse did the job at Randwick.
Are you going to apply your pearl from Monday to Tree of Jesse? Which was that horses that get the fast lane and all the bias favours, you have to oppose them, and they're a lay next start.
Well, yes. I mean, you know, unfortunately, you probably get 9 out of the 10 runners that applies to, and you go, right. So which ones are the bigger lays?
Yeah.
Look, you know, Tree of Jesse, she seems to have been well enough discounted by the market. One Mojave, he was running Shade of On in this grade. When was it, Matt? November. It was early November, and he seems a bit despised for a horse that you know will find them.
Yeah, and look, you know, whilst he didn't lead at a huge pace last time, leading first up, for a horse that isn't a natural leader, or you know, he'd probably prefer to be an outside lead.
Yeah, look, he's got a terrific chance, Mojave, and he seems long enough odds. 7-10-8-1. I'm having 2 units on number 7, Mr. Manhattan. And. I think I've just got waylaid there. So 2 units on Mr. Manhattan, half a unit on number 10 Liberty Island, and 1.5 units on the maligned number 8 Tree of Jesse.
Tree of Jesse. I like Tree of Jesse. I thought she did something pretty good first up. I know it was all bias favoured and all that sort of stuff, and she still ran a good number, and a number that I think is better, that so far is better than what these have done. I thought there was a little bit of upside. She was quite forward. There's not, as we mentioned, I think on the show a couple of times, but the James Cummings trained horses are starting off a lot more forward than the Bart Cummings trained horses used to. So, I thought she did well. If she starts favourite, you've got the Tim Clark favourite little model there.
No, I had a starting favourite.
Did you? Well, if that's the case, you've got Tim Clark riding at 50% of favourites, which is good. I just thought she profiled well. She looks to get the right run. Should peel off and get it. The only thing is Tim Clark does have a tendency to stay on the inside. If that's the case, you don't want to be on. But anyway, I'm 5 units on Tree of Jesse, 2 units on Kaepernick. Kaepernick is a horse that we haven't got as being a complete racehorse. He's a 400-metre sprinter. Anything with a bit more pressure on it, then he gets busted. Hence why he was able to settle back and go well.
With Bishin.
With Bishin in his last win going out. But for a horse like that, the 2 things you need are slow pace, small field. Bingo, makes him dangerous if he's forward. But in saying that too, the Team Hawkes horses haven't exactly been improving their numbers. So, but I'm just going to save on Kaepernick at the moment, obviously subject to mounting yard mail. 2 units on Kaepernick, 5 units on Tree of Jesse.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm just going to play it very safe. Just 1 unit Mr. Manhattan, 1 on Tree of Jesse, and 1 on Liberty Island, who I'm interested from the mounting yard. I thought... particularly its run against Gold 77 was really unlucky, and if he's come back and sort of muscled up sort of situation, I could be interested at the price on offer. But at the moment, nothing much.
All right, before we move into race 4, Mark, what are you up to this weekend? You've got 10 races at Rosehill, which you've done, and Kembla Grange.
Kembla Grange, Tuesday meeting at where are we Tuesday, Gosford? It's the season for Tuesday meetings, Wednesday, Thursday, and next Saturday will be Kembla Grange only, no Scone. But I need to reply.
Oh, you're not doing Scone? No.
I need to reply to Tyne, I think, who sent through.
That's right.
Sent through an email. The long and the short of it is he's perplexed because he noted that I had certain horses short and not suggested backing them at Gosford, and some horses long and suggested backing those. And so, Tyne, hopefully you're watching, otherwise I'll have to write to you. The idea is that the horses I'm suggesting to back are the horses I go looking for. The horses that I am left with at a relatively short price, I don't really like them. But I found myself marking them well in the market. By the suggested bets, I'm trying to steer you onto the horses that I like, and that's the sort of the yin and the yang of it. So basically those horses, as are the horses today that I suggest backing, they're the horses I have gone looking for.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. There it is. That explains it. Thank you, Tom.
And by the way, all my results up to the end of April are finally updated. Thank you to somebody who emailed me on Wednesday giving me a hurry up, so I got onto that.
It's not nice if there's anything else to be done. Beautiful. All right, lovely. So Mark stuff, obviously. As far as the immediate stuff, Kembla Grange and Rosehill for tomorrow. Jump on board through the usual channels. Race for 1200 metres is Alberta Magic $4. Private Secretary $3.65. Now I think I heard Greg Hickman say that it's going to go to Scone.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Quite possibly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Okay. And $6 will Legify. They're the ones in the market.
Thanks, Greg.
Yeah.
So you put it in 2 races at Rosehill, and you still say it's going to Scone.
It's going.
He's got a little toy to play with. He just wants to make the owners pay a little bit extra in noms just to show off the horse he's got. Well done.
Maybe. Well, there's a few curious aspects to this race. I mean, Alberto Magic returns at
1200 metres. First up, tough track.
Boomed up, but
yes.
and
Taylor off though.
Taylor off, of course. This day 12 months ago was the day.
Oh, was it Taylor's day? Was it?
It was the day.
Wow, how things have changed.
Yes, he won this race on that shitty Hawks horse. What was his name? Just that 3 deep throughout on it. It kept going.
Yeah.
It kept coming.
And everybody wanted to tell you how good a rider he is.
Yes. Anyway.
His ability levels didn't change.
Speaking of riders, we've got Dee Beasley back.
Danny Beasley's come back. When did this happen?
He had a trial at Wagga Carnival.
Apparently, yeah.
What?
I don't think he got a win.
Yeah, but apparently he's back full time.
Yeah, I know he's back full time, but what are these trainers thinking? They're not like Dee Beasley. He's striving to break into the top 5 in Sydney. Well, good luck, Danny.
Welcome back. Jesus, he's a nice kid. He was all right. He did his best.
I thought this
Grand
was
Army, Dumpty Dumpty Dump.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, we have some pressure in this race.
Yes, we
Because
do.
I'm sure that Senator Noche gets out of the gates this time, unlike at Warwick Farm where something happened at the start. We have the 1,000 metre horse Alberto Magic and the 1,000 metre horse Handsome Tycoon and the 11 and the 1200 metre horse Senator Noche in the van.
Yeah.
We've got Moral Victory and Religify next cabs, Maximilian on the inside, and the other horses would like to sit back.
All right, Matt, any moves?
No, there wasn't. There wasn't much for me.
Perfect. All right, how do you see him, Mark?
For Private Secretary, she was exposed at Randwick, but she'll get a more favourable setup here. You could see turning for home. It was like that she was pulled out, and there was no sort of cart for her.
No, it just didn't work. That race just didn't work for her, and the run wasn't as bad as it seemed.
No. Whereas this race will work a lot better. 4 Private Secretary, who may or may not start. 3 Alberto Magic is he had a number of excuses last preparation, and I'm sure he'll be there. 10 Marwood started the shortest price in the 1,000 metre race. Still would like a wider draw and a different rider.
Mm-hmm.
And 5 Religify, who was never in play first up, and I suppose that I don't know if he can just reappear like that, but he certainly bears some thought. So honourable mention Ernest, who is not out of this race by any stretch of the imagination. 4, 3, 10, 5, 3 units, number 4 Private Secretary.
I did give Religify a lot of thought. Can't handle the wear. Tommy stayed on the inside. Gun on for Tommy. Tick, 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 and big tick. Wouldn't much prefer it with a run under its belt rather than going plus 200 metres into this style of
also 1,000 to 1,200.
1,000 to 1,200. That's what I'm saying. I'd much prefer that, but it's stuff that it's done over 1,100 metres suggests that 1,200 metres is exactly what it needs. But as I said, I'd rather it with a run. Anyway, you're getting $6 with it with Private Secretary in the race. If it comes out, obviously shorter. But on 6 units on Religify and 1 on Marwood. It was truck loaded at Randwick, where the inside was no good. 1,000 metres through it's no good, and it started favourite in a race that's totally unsuitable. Inside here, not much good, but it could actually get into that situation from the inside. It sort of peels off and accidentally ends in the lane. So I'll be 1 unit on Marwood at what is now looking at a very big price, considering it was backed in what I thought was a totally unsuitable race last time.
Well, I think this race has the potential to have some of those 1,000 metre horses sort of blocking up the inside.
Yeah.
So if you're behind. So that's how I see it. So I'm going. Well, I thought Private Secretary would be immoral if it started, but it sounds like it's not. Look, I'm at 5. I'll have 6 units on Private Secretary, but I have one unit each way on Mountain View, who last time
The Nick Ashman truck works, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
I was just feeding Nick on the way here and he thought it was been going well.
I'd be interested. Last time it was first up, it actually ran a cracking race in a race that was sort of dominated in fast time, I think, on speed.
Over 1,000 metres.
Over 1,000. So look, if the mounting yard says he's wound up, or my track work tips come through and the numbers in the frame, I'll be having a good little bet there. It's currently $67, but each way, look, I'm just looking for a 1,200 metre horse.
Yeah, right.
There's not too many.
No.
And it's probably not either, but it's good enough.
Yeah,
for
you'd rather a stronger horse than a weaker horse. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So, well, 1 each way there, and 6 if private secretary starts.
Beautiful. Moving along to race 5, and it is for the mares over 1,100 metres. $9 for Sense and Reason, Minico slots, 50 Shades of Grey. There's plenty of them around about that point. And Bonnet is the favourite at $3.20. Matt, they've come for that.
Yes, there was a sort of a much better price bet with the
With Bet365.
the mob based out of Stoke in England. Yeah, that's them. And I think it's a massive price bet, to be honest, like $6 or something.
Did they bet $6 Bonnet?
Something like that. But
Wow.
it's like there for like 5 minutes.
No, that's
let their
right.
mates on and
Yeah.
turn it off.
Yeah.
Pay that back. So Bonnet was. Yeah, I thought we used to be able to find these horses at value, but they just snap them up these days.
Well, there's no form to pin your hat on.
Exactly. Anyway, all right, Mark.
Dallas, is this the mares race?
Yeah, I'm going to get the award for creativity. Who leads, Mark? It's in Bonnet. Bonnet should just Tim Clark favourite outside lead, probably, is it? Or what are you thinking?
Short shift lead.
Short shift, yep.
Short courser.
Yep.
Fast horse leads Bonnetet, who had her first start with blinkers on. Now, she did find the right lane in Canterbury, but she did it in some good numbers, and with scope for improvement. Coming back to 1,100, I don't see as an issue, because the 1,100 is one of those courses at Rose Hill where you want to be there most of the time.
Yeah. And as we see with this meeting, back in distance is often a big. When we're backing onto the vertigo, back in distance can be your friend.
Now, next best is up for grabs. Madanon, Manico, Floral Gold or Slots. The Waller pair are obviously out the back with 50 Shades, Crooked Stick and Villa Splendido. 10 Bonnetet looks one of the better ones on the day from me. From 4 Minico, who comes back to 1,100, Gerald Ryan Fresh, gun on.
Really does seem a fresh horse too, doesn't it?
Yeah. 3 Sense and Reason is Waller off a short break back from Melbourne. Really shouldn't be out the mile. And 5 slots. 10, 4, 3, 5. 6 units, number 10, Bonnetet.
Everything sets up perfect for it, and the fact also, I don't know if you actually alluded to that, Mark, but this is 4th up, 2nd run in blinkers. It is the best set up horse. So you've got the best set up horse with clearly the best starter who looks to get the best run in the race, with Tim Clark who's striking at 50% on favourites. Voila! It's hard to knock, isn't it? 8 units on Bonnet and 1 on Slots, who is an 1,100 metre horse, not a 1,400 metre horse that they've been running it around. And the 1,400 metres back to 1,100 metres with 28 days, I think, is sensational for this. 1 unit on Slots as a save, 8 units on Bonnetet, if that's how we pronounce it.
Yeah, I'll run with that too. Okay, we'll have 7 units on Bonnetet. It's from what I saw, the times were unreal, and it really did a good job against Najum, who looks to be pretty handy. So
Looks like it gets the Facebook stamp.
It does.
It'll be on
Yeah.
Facebook.
And also, can I just add too, it is in a race, in a field of a lot of horses that aren't prepped up as well too. And if we're saying prepped up as a big tick, well, it's got 5 of them and the rest of them have got none.
Yep. So we're going to have a couple other bets. Minico 1 unit, Crooked Stick 1 unit, who I thought progressed pretty well, has a win over Sapara. Might be okay. Nice trial as well. I thought just nice and hidden. And 50 Shades of Grey, 11 and Kathy. I'm not too sure, but I have 1 unit there. Just a little underrated, sort of thing that does well, and it's the sort of horse that could blow right out in the market.
Perfect. All right, lovely. Perfect. That is race 5, and that is part 1 over the 10 race card.